Yo, Patriarchy here. Real quick, if you're like me, you've been following this election, following the campaign between Trump and Harris. And one of the things that bugs me, and no one has really explained it, and no, I don't expect the media at all to explain it, but the one thing when it comes to that border wall that Trump built, or partly built, probably could have done a lot more if he wasn't being hassled by the Democrats. Anyhow, the one thing that people get on Trump about is when he said that he's going to build a wall and have Mexico pay for it. And people didn't understand that. So even in Kamala's criticism of Trump, she says, oh, he says he's going to build the wall and Mexico didn't, well, Mexico was going to pay for the wall and they never did. So you have to understand, and see, this is for, see, low IQ people to say something like that. But here's the thing. When Trump said that, he pretty much came out to Mexico saying, hey, let's negotiate. Because one of the things that he wanted to do, which he did, was have the stay in Mexico policy. And so if you remember the story that he told, when he said, hey, I want the immigrants to stay in Mexico until they're processed. And at that time, the Mexican president said, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to let them stay in Mexico. So that's when Trump said, okay, cool, no problem. Anything that you send into the United States is going to be, I'm going to smack a tariff on it starting Monday, because this happened on a Friday, I believe. He said, starting Monday, I'm going to slap 50% tariffs on any product that you sell into the United States. So at that point in time, that's when they went back to the president. I think, whoever was negotiating on the president's behalf went back to the president and said, hey, this is what Trump's going to do. And the president said, okay, we gladly would do it. See, the thing was, that y'all didn't understand was, again, Trump was using that as a negotiating tactic to make Mexico do what he wanted to do anyway. To have the immigrants, the illegal immigrants, stay in Mexico before they pretty much came into the border, so he can determine whether or not they needed asylum or whatever. So that was his negotiating tactic. So for any one of y'all are still saying today, including you, Kamala, that Trump said he's going to have Mexico pay for the wall and Mexico never paid for the wall. See, that's what a businessman does. He comes out in a negotiation and says this, because granted, if that Mexican president still said, hey, no, I refuse, then Trump would have smacked 50% tariffs, and that money would have went in to pay for the wall that Trump wanted to do, that Trump wanted to build. Facts. So that was what it was. However, when Trump threatened that tariff, Mexican president said, nah, okay, all right, we'll take that in. So don't take stuff so literal. Look at it from a negotiating standpoint. Think of it like a businessman. See, for some reason, when it comes to Trump, whatever he says, y'all take so literal. For either, you got to realize what Trump is. He's a businessman. He's a marketer. So a lot of people say, oh, Trump lied about this, Trump lied about that. Trump is a marketing man. If you ever known someone from New York, they may say, let's say you rent from a landlord in New York. And matter of fact, I'm not even going to put it on New York. I just put it anyone who's trying to sell something or rent something. You can say, hey, you may have an apartment that you're trying to rent, and you may say, hey, glorious. You may say, hey, this is a great apartment, great views. You may say whatever. You sell it. Now it's up to that customer what they think of it at the end of the day. So if I say, hey, my apartment has great views of the skyline, and the customer may come in and say, look at it, well, it's okay. Is that person gonna call me a liar or appreciate the fact that I was trying to sell something? See, and this is what y'all do to Trump. Trump may say, I got the greatest economy. It's fantastic. And you may look at it and say it's okay. Then you may say, oh, well, see, he's lying. See, I don't understand marketing at all. Or just because it's Trump says y'all just trying to find something to complain about Trump about. But anyway, again, Mexico was going to pay for that wall if they did not bend to Trump's will. But they did. So they did not pay for the wall. However, Trump got what he wanted out of it, meaning that the Mexicans, or not Mexicans, but the illegal immigrants stay in Mexico. That's what he wanted. Got it? I'm out.